everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is going to be on this makeup right here, which is just a very like subtle, nudie, pinky, like everyday type of look. You guys know I'm very much into nudes and like very neutral tones, but the cool thing about this was that I used the new Sigma Wildflower Palette, which is launching today. So if you guys want to check that out after this video, I definitely would recommend it. But I did this eyeshadow. I also used the blush and the highlight from this palette. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette, and I'll dip more into it once I actually get into the tutorial. You guys are here to watch that tutorial, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. But while you guys are watching, it'd mean the world to me if you hit that subscribe button as well. And let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. To start off, I'm obviously going to prime my face, and I'm going to use the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothing Primer and Moisturizer. I absolutely love this product because I do feel like it moisturizes my skin at the same time as giving me a nice like smooth canvas right before my foundation. Right now for foundation, I'm just using my L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible foundation. I'm in the color 105. It's been like my ride or die foundation for the last couple of weeks now, honestly. It's just a really, really full coverage and a good quality foundation for the price of it. I think it's like $10 at the drugstore. So if you guys haven't tried that one, I definitely would suggest it. And for concealer, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, which is another favorite of mine. And the color that I'm in is Light Ivory. In beauty blenders, and I just buy these Real Technique ones because A, they work just as good, but B, Brutus has chewed through 6 of these so far, including like 2 beauty blenders. And I just don't have the money to keep on buying new ones for them to get chewed up a week later. Like I try and put them in places that he can't reach, and then somehow he always ends up with them in his mouth, and it's just a bad time. And to set that concealer, I'm using my number 7 translucent powder, which if you guys have never heard of it before, I say this in every video, but I definitely recommend it. It's such a good translucent powder, and it makes your face look so photoshopped, and it just looks like it has a filter on it. So if you guys haven't tried this translucent powder, I would definitely recommend picking it up from like Ulta or Target or Walgreens. There's a bunch of different places that have this. I picked mine up at Ulta though, so I know they for sure have it there. The rest of my face, I'm using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this one is the light one. And then to apply it, I'm just using this big, large, fluffy powder brush. It's F30 from Sigma. And just patting that everywhere. To contour my face, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. This is the light to medium, and I just use these 2 shades right here. Before finishing up the rest of my face, I want to just go ahead and do my brows. So I'm going to use this Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and then the Benefit Give Me Brow. Both are in number 3. So I'm just going to brush them first. Then draw these little girls on. I'm going to dip into my Sigma Wildflower Palette, which is new and it just launched today. It's basically just like an eyeshadow and a cheek palette all in one. You can get the blush right here, highlight, and then a couple of really good eyeshadow shades. Dipping into this blush shade, I'm going to use this large contour brush from Sigma as well. And just apply that on to my cheeks. These blushes are obviously super pigmented, so when you're putting them on, just to make sure you're not dipping too much into the product. And now I'm going to use the color Peaceful, which is the highlight shade. You guys can obviously see how pigmented that highlight is. Like, moving on to the eyeshadow, I'm going to use the color Apricot Flower for my transition shade. Now I'm going to dip back into this blush shade and actually use it as an eyeshadow as well, and just use it on my crease. To take this Austere shade, I think it's called Austere, but it's just the matte white creamy shade that's in here, and it's so gorgeous. I used it all over my lid yesterday and it just blended in so good with this look. So I'm just going to use this all over my lid. And the brush that I'm using for it is my Sigma Eye Shading E55 brush. I don't know if you guys have this same problem, but I feel like eyeshadow palettes sometimes just lack the creamy, good, like matte base shades. I feel like they just don't pay much attention to those, but I think Sigma did a really, really good job of formulating this one. It's just so buttery, so smooth, and it just like glides onto the eye so perfectly. And now for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the color Peaceful again. Can you guys see just how blinding that is? I honestly feel like this palette is so worth it, even if it just came with the highlight and the blush, because it's $36 and then you get some really good eyeshadow shades, and then you also get a really good highlight and a really good blush. So it's kind of like, most of the time you're paying like $30 for a really good high-end highlighter, but for $36 you can get all of this. So honestly, I think it's definitely worth it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the apricot flower color right here on my lower lash line just to smoke it out a tad bit and kind of make the colors even. Now for both my wing and my waterline, I'm using both NYX matte liners. This is just the liquid one and this is the retractable one. So I'm going to apply those and then I'll be right back in just a second. For mascara, I'm using one of my favorites, which is the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. So I'm just going to coat my lashes with this. So with the Wildflower collection from Sigma, they also came out with 2 different lipsticks, and the first one is a matte one. It's the Dahlia lipstick. I think I'm saying that right. And then the other one is the Barely Blooming lipstick. And the Dahlia one is a really, really good like berry color. So it just looks like this. It's so pretty. And then the other one, this one's the matte shade and the other one's just like a regular creamy lipstick, and it's just a really pretty nude color. And I love this nude color. Like, you guys know I'm obsessed with my nude, so I'm obviously going to use this one. And I'm just going to pair it with my NYX retractable lip liner in the color Natural. So this is definitely going to be one of my new favorite nude lipsticks. The formula is so creamy and good. Like, it looks matte, but it's not drying at all. And I've honestly missed having like actual lipsticks. Like, I know this whole like liquid lipstick thing has been huge, and although I like them as far as like staying purposes, they're just not as comfortable. So I feel like this lipstick is just such a pretty and gorgeous neutral nude color. If you guys have like a light to medium skin tone, I definitely would try this one out. And if you guys also like that berry color, it's called Dahlia. They're each $14, which is not bad at all for a lipstick. And then you guys can also use my code, which is Frida M at checkout, and then you get 10% off. And with that code, you guys can also use it on this new Wildflower palette as well. And one of the main reasons I really ended up liking this palette was just because it's very travel friendly. Like, you get your blush, you get your highlight, you get all your eyeshadows that you need in there, which I like. I would love it if it had a little bit more colors, and if this purple wasn't a purple, if it was more of like a brown, then I feel like it'd be more for every day. But I feel like you can still create just as beautiful of looks with it. If you guys want to see any more looks with this palette, please let me know, because I'm more than happy to do that. But today I just created this super, super easy, like, everyday blush pinky type of look with that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything else that you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!